I was going to review the new Legacy Evolution G2 Universe Dead End, so I thought, let's get the original Legacy version out for some comparison. So I did. And then I thought, I should probably look out the Combiner Wars G2 Dead End, that would be nice. And in the process of doing that, I ended up finding 8 Dead End toys in total. Stunticon Dead Ends, that is, not the Beast Wars Neo one, which I've already reviewed, link in the comments, like and subscribe. Don't fart me around here. So look, let's get through these sad boys in TRDQ style quickly and skimming over the key details. Some of these lads I've had a looking at before in various Stunticon reviews. Again, links to those are in the description. Get a grip of yourself. This isn't every appearance of Dead End or anything like that, it's just the ones that I have. So if I've missed out one that you wanted to see, definitely say so in the comments instead of just thanking me for all the free videos I've given you over the years. Dead End is my favourite member of my favourite Combiner team, so show some respect at least as we take a look at our first friend. First up is Generation 1, Dead End, released in 1986. A wonderful wee fella. There's something about that design, the colour choices, the gold face against the black head, it's always been a favourite. Dead End even comes with a little laser pistol, and it feels like a minor miracle that I still have it. As a G1 Combiner limb, Dead End is fairly simple to transform, but I've always liked those legs swinging around and clasping in the middle. In this mode we can clip his huge gun into his bum, and it's a bit much, isn't it? This is one of my favourite car modes, a Porsche 928 in maroon. If not my favourite, it's just a cool car for your midlife crisis. You can get him into his limb mode for G1 Menasor, but that's not what this video is about, so let's move on, safe in the knowledge that G1 Dead End is still a belter. Heading a little further into the future with 2004's Alternator's Dead End. Now clearly this is meant to be Sunstreaker, that's obvious, but it doesn't stop Dead End from being fun to play with. Like all alternators, he's a little bit fiddlier than most to accommodate for the fact they're based on real life cars, this time a Dodge Viper. But I do dig that design, the blacks, the reds, the golds, once again play well together, and it feels like some sort of alternate reality version of the toy line. Articulation's a little limited due to all the stuff hanging off him, but yeah, it's good. Transformation is a pain in the hoop, no doubt about it. It's not wildly difficult, but woe betide you if you haven't transformed it in a year or two. And I do love that rifle weapon turning into the engine. It's pretty standard for the line, but it remains a cool feature. And the car mode is something else, it's very slick. We get this nice interior detail too. It feels like the kind of transformer you'd graduate onto once you turned 16, but you had to pursue drinking Merry Down Cider instead, didn't I mean you. 2011 gave us what I consider the definitive Dead End outside of the G1 toy. I adore this lad. Animated Dead End is a repaint of Jazz, but they make this mould their own. Those vibrant colours, that little beard, I cannot get enough. He's posable, he looks cool as hell, and he has a pair of nunchucks. It's hard to beat, folks. The vehicle mode comes together fairly intuitively, it's fun to change back and forth, and the actual car mode is a very stylised Porsche. Once again, I am smitten with it. Easily my favourite of the bunch, which is predictable since I am officially the greatest Transformers animated fan of all time, but you have to cut me some slack sometime. The Combiner Wars Menasor pack of 2016 gave us another Dead End, this time in G2 colours, and while they were great for the time, I feel like a lot of Combiner Wars cars haven't aged that well, particularly in the robot mode. I'm not keen on those big hollow legs or the big flap at the back. The colours, they're nice enough, although I feel it's always a shame when they move away from maroon, but that's G2, kid. And he comes with a big blue pipe, which is kind of funny and also quite useless. Vehicle mode doesn't take too long to get to, those legs clamshell up and the arms fold in, and the big arse flap finishes the job, and it's a decent enough car mode, a little bit nondescript maybe, a little bit boring, which again is an unfortunate side effect of Combiner Wars, reusing a handful of molds over and over. We can also get Dead End into his G2 Menasor mode, but this video isn't about Menasor, so we'll move on. 2019 Cyberverse Scout Class Dead End is shite. Look at the state of him, like one of your dad's pals that you have to call uncle, and he's got no neck. Not a terrible design or anything, I just think this incarnation is very flawed and it lacks personality. He doesn't even transform, this is what you're supposed to do, have this sort of half robot, half car abomination. There's a switch on the back which triggers Dead End's sonic uppercut, but that's not enough mustard to save this shit sandwich. Now, since I'm a fancy lad, I decided to take the plunge on third-party company DX9's Stunticons, and I'm very glad that I did. I adore each of them. They're all different enough to warrant purchasing, and Kukinski here from 2020 is a standout. I love his big lanky body, the simplicity of the design, the sculpting and the articulation. He's worth every penny, and the finish on those maroon parts is just second to none. Love him. And the transformations, Well, I mean, it's a third-party toy, isn't it? It's not the worst I've seen. It's doable in around 5 minutes or so, if you remember how the wheels and the legs swing around each other. But when you're left with a vehicle mode like this, how can you say that it isn't worth it? It's enough to make me, someone who doesn't drive and couldn't care less about cars in real life, consider looking up a Porsche on AutoTrader. His gun's got a feature where you can spin the handle around for a better fit on the car too. They thought of everything. Of course, Kukinski becomes the arm of DX9's Attila, their Menasor, but that's not something we're interested in right now. I'm getting pretty sick of telling you. The Legacy line was nice enough to give us a dead-end toy to complete our Menasor in 2022. Wasn't that good of them? Well, kinda, because this dead-end is... Well, it's okay. I don't mind it. I really don't care for these legs, if you want to call them that. I would even take the Combiner Wars ones over these. I think, maybe. Top half, no complaints. Lovely articulation. It's well sculpted. Colours are spot on. And we get that cartoon-like purple visor. And a pair of purple pistols, too. Transformation for Legacy Dead End is fairly fun. Again, the top half gets all the good stuff. The shoulders hinging upwards and snapping together, the wheels coming down on the arms. It's satisfying to do. The back half folds in, and it can take some doing to get it all sitting together snugly. A lot of the time, something pings out of place, leaving a messy, uneven look, but still, give it all a big squeeze, get those pistols on the back, and I kinda love it. It's a great representation of the original car mode. Overall, he's not perfect, but I'm glad we have him, even if just to complete the Menasor. But we're not here for that. I told you. So we made it to the G2 version of Legacy Dead End from 2023, and yep, it's the exact same toy, except one of the pistols has a feature where it breaks when you take it out of the box. Not sure if I like that one. I might need to get some Gorilla Glue and I'll Evo Fusion them back together later. I cannot resist G2 repaints of Stunticons, and Hasbro knows this, so I had to get this, even if the original didn't blow me away. And I do think the colours are a big improvement on the Combiner Wars G2 Dead End, but, what do I know? Some pretty nice colourful designs on the front and the sides. I kinda wish they'd gone even wilder with it. Forget accuracy to some toy line from decades ago. Make it garish. Make it actually difficult to look at. Like me in the Secret TF Nation hot tub. Oh, so that's it. 8 dead-end toys of varying quality. I think there's very little better than the animated version, but DX9 and the original G1 toy come close. But whichever you thought was best, let us know in the comments, and I'll leave a heart on the comment, which will make you think that I agree, but take it from me, that is not the case. Okay, goodbye.